Now, the controversial ANC trip to Zimbabwe on board a military jet has cost Defence and Military Veterans Minister Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula dearly. President Cyril Ramaphosa has found that she did not act in the best interest of good governance and docked her salary for 3 months starting November 1st.
In this regard, I will seek to act.
Follow the rules or pay the price. This is the message from President Cyril Ramaphosa as he reprimanded Defence Minister Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula for giving an ANC delegation a ride to Zimbabwe. Earlier this month, the group travelled to Harare to hold talks with ZANU-PF over the current situation in Zimbabwe. Ramaphosa found that the minister failed to adhere to legal prescripts governing the use of state resources. But he issued more than a stern warning. He also ordered that the minister forgo her salary from November until January. Instead, it will be paid into the Solidarity Fund, which was established to support the country's response to the coronavirus pandemic. The president also directed the minister to ensure that the ANC pays back the state for the cost of the flight. She must report back to him once this has been done. Ramaphosa's decision follows his consideration of her initial report on the circumstances that led to the ANC delegation traveling on a South African Air Force plane on 8 September. He found that it was an error of judgment to use the plane to convey a delegation from a political party.
Joining us now to discuss further is South African National Defence Union spokesperson Pikkie Greef. Pikkie, thank you so much for your time. Now, you've recently defended the minister's action to use defence resources to lift an ANC delegation to Zimbabwe. What's your reaction to President Cyril Ramaphosa's reprimand of the minister?
Yeah, good afternoon. I think firstly, let's just set the record straight. We didn't defend the minister. We simply said that it should be investigated whether any contravention of the Defence Act took place in terms of the proper authorizations being given to be transported on a military plane, because the Defence Act does provide for instances where the minister may authorize persons not employed by the Defence Force to use aircraft or vessels of the Defence Force. We simply said investigate whether those procedures were complied with. It's still not clear whether it was. Obviously, the president thinks that something was untoward, but unfortunately, again, one is stuck in the position where you don't have access to the report that was given by the minister to the president. The president's not publishing it, and he's not really telling South Africans exactly on what basis he thinks she erred.
So the president has not really done any investigation except for accepting that report from the minister. He, in fact, has said that she did not act in the best interest of good governance, and then has said that you will not have pay from the 1st of November for the next 3 months. Do you think that is the best action the president could have taken?
Well, we don't know. You know, this is what I'm saying is if we can see the report and the public can have access to on what basis the president says she didn't act on in the interest of good governance, because the Defence Act does provide that if the minister acts in the for the public good, be it transport persons or whatever the case may be, then such authorizations are allowed. And it's just at this stage not clear at all on what basis he is finding, or on what facts he finds to be poor governance, what those facts constitute. And let's just remember, that report is very important because the public protector is also investigating this matter. And if the public protector comes to a conclusion, it's difficult to see how that report would not be an important piece of information in such an investigation, because one has to test the versions. Are the versions the same in every investigation?
The president is not the only one who obviously has a problem with this matter. We know that opposition parties and civil rights authorities have called for the minister, in fact, to resign over this and other matters related to her ministerial role in the advancement of the defense force. So they don't need to see an investigation because morally and ethically it's not something that she should have done.
I don't think that question is so clear-cut. It's such a clear-cut answer. In the end, nobody has shown that the ANC delegation did not go there in the public interest. It was a strategic meeting that took place. That's our understanding of it. So to automatically assume that the authorization, or at least that the trip itself, is unfitting, I think we're far away from there. I think let the public protector do the investigation. If you find the motive, then you'll find out whether the trip is a proper and a fit trip to take.
The ANC has said that it would pay money back. Don't you think that is evidence enough, perhaps, for you to think that they know they did something that they were not supposed to as a leading party?
One can. I'm not going to speculate about what the motives are for them paying it back, but one does, of course, get the phenomena where a person reimburses another one without prejudice or without admitting any wrongdoing. So, it's neither here nor there. I don't think that's necessarily a admission of guilt, so to speak.
All right, Pikkie, that's where we have to leave it for now. Thank you so much for your time. Pikkie Greef, the union spokesperson for the SA National Defence Force.